Nintendo have yet released another game that the people aren't really happy about. And we're going to talk about it. Mario Strikers Charged. Just Mario Strikers, the genre, like the whole franchise in general. Are you familiar with it? Have you played it before?
No.
You haven't?
Nah.
Oh, snap. I think that's a game that...
Nah, I haven't played many Nintendo games.
Oh, okay, cool.
I haven't played any Nintendo games on the Nintendo platforms because I don't own a Nintendo console.
Okay, calm. So basically, with the Mario Strikers franchise, I personally think it's one of the best Mario sports games out there, like, period. So before, you had like, back in the day, you had like baseball, you had tennis. I remember the basketball one that they had on DS, which was actually really sick. Oh, and golf as well. And so when the Switch came out, they've released again another set of lineups. But there's been a bit of issues between the fans and like Nintendo themselves that are developing these games.
As always.
So the first one to come out was tennis. And when the tennis one came out, people were like, there's been an issue with the fact that they released these games, but there's just no content. It's like, it's just an empty shell of a game.
Oh, so it's like a Need for Speed tank.
Pretty much. It's like, you want to be able to, like, for example, like, remember Most Wanted back in PS2 days?
They don't live service the game.
Exactly.
So it just comes out and then it's just out.
It's just out, basically. So best analogy is, or best example is Need for Speed on the PS2. You'd be at a junction and the police will just ram into you from the side, like out of nowhere. But in the new Most Wanted one, it's basically you're just kind of racing against other cars or escaping police. It's not really, it doesn't give you that massive feel.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing now with the Mario sports games, like lineage, more or less. You had the really fun, action-packed baseball, golf, tennis, football. But now, when they released Aces, which was the one on Switch, the tennis one on Switch, lackluster, very bland. They cut the servers because no one was playing it.
No one's playing the game.
Servers are dead. They released the tennis one. They released the golf one. Looked very entertaining from face value, but the court, like the different holes are like very bland in terms of design. Not much fun to it. The story is just pretty lackluster.
Story?
Yeah, it's pretty much like the basic kind of story thing.
Yeah.
So then they've now released Strikers Battle League, basically, which is, you had Mario Strikers, and I think you had Mario Strikers on the GameCube, Strikers Charged on the Wii, and then now you've got Strikers Battle League, which is on the Switch. Let me make sure I got this correct. Yeah, Strikers Battle League, that's on the Switch. Now, obviously, we know how gaming reviews can be sometimes. They're not an accurate reflection of the actual gamers themselves that play the game, unless it's like, I don't know, a Breath of the Wild or like a Destiny 2, games that are already popular amongst the masses. So big up Metacritic, because they're probably one of the few platforms that actually show you reviews by journalists and actual reviews by actual gamers. And now what we've seen is Battle League has come out. Myself, much like everybody else, was wiping the dust off their Switches to be like, yep, a new football, a new Mario Strikers game has come, only to just disappoint. Mediocrity, bro. And it's the same issue again. It's bland design, not much going on. Like the old ones, you had different leagues. Each league had different courts. There were big courts, different court designs, X, Y, Z. This one is very much bland. It's very much a childlike version of the games that we used to know before.
Okay.
And I think it's just been like a common thing now where Nintendo release to the fans and say, yeah, like, this is sick, or this is the new game that you guys have been waiting for. It comes out dead. Mediocrity. So I basically kind of wanted to just speak about it because I guess this is more gonna be, it's more a rant from a Nintendo fan, because it's a common thing.
Makes sense. There's the passion.
Yeah, 100%. Because the Switch came out the first time. Think of it this way, right? If you look at the PSVR, how frustrated a lot of us were because it was basically wasted potential. It was a console that when you hack it or when you brick it,
Like, was ahead of his time. Once again.
it's something you can do everything on that console. Play
Yeah.
PS2, PSP, PS Vita games. You can watch films, movies, the whole shebang.
Yep.
Right. It's the same thing when the Switch came out. It's like there's so many things
You can do.
you can do with it, and Nintendo literally have so many things they can release. They could release a good Mario Strikers game. They could release. They have like they have a service where they basically
Bring
can
back Nintendogs.
listen. Bring back Nintendogs for the Switch. Like, bro, I'll bang that. Do you get what I'm
For
saying?
real, facts.
Like, so they have the formula there. It's sort of like you telling me, bro, like, I want to eat this food. No, I think you'll like this food though. And you're like, bro, I just want to eat,
The
like,
food, innit?
I just want to eat this food, like this
Yeah.
particular food. But bro, no, like, we got this for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So every time I'm coming with a dish, you're thinking, yeah, like, Archie's going to bring me the food that I like to
Yeah.
eat. And I'm just bringing you something completely different that you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what Nintendo have basically been doing. It's like, release Mother 3, release Earthbound. They have emulators that allow you to play NES, SNES, and now N64 games.
Mm-hmm.
In due time, I hope to see GameCube and GBA games,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But again, like, it's more of a frustration as a Nintendo fan because we see this time and time again where it's like a new Mario game that we've been waiting for, golf, tennis, now football.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 Nintendo games that basically have had massive, like, fan reaction, and then upon release of the game, it's just like, what is
Dead.
this? It's dead. Like,
Yeah.
so you know, when you watch and read the reviews, they give it a very good, yeah, this game is like a very strong 8 out of 10, or this game's a very strong 4.5 out of 10. But then if you look through YouTube, you can see that a lot of
It's not a
Nintendo
10 out of 10
fans-
game.
Exactly.
It's looking dead.
Yeah, and even like when you watch the IGN reviews,
Yeah.
like the guy gave it an 8 out of 10, but when you look through the comments, everyone's like, it's not an 8 out of 10. Like, this game is very much
Why the fuck you lying?
exactly.
Why you always lying?
Oh my gosh. So it's like, that's my issue as a Nintendo fan, because it's
Yeah.
like, even Mario Kart, yeah, it's great that we're getting 24 new tracks.
But for why?
I mean, 48 new tracks for 20 something pounds. It's a deal, but
Is
I've got to wait. Yeah, I guess. But it's like, I got to wait till 2023 to get the last one. So
Exactly. Which is kind of like, is it?
is it really? Is it not? Who knows? So do you feel like, I guess not in the sense of Nintendo, but in your experience, has there been a game that you can think of that's like, you're excited for it, boom, boom? I guess similar to the game, like, I guess similar to the games that disappointed us video that we did like ages ago, like where it's come out and you're just like, bro, not again.
I think from my earlier examples,
Mm.
I would probably say Need for Speed
Yeah,
because
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah.
because obviously they rebooted the franchise
Mm-hmm.
with 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's Need for Speed 2015.
Right.
They live serviced that game up until just after they brought the pack with like Outlaws and
Okay.
all that
Yeah.
that stuff with like Ken Block and
Mm.
all those guys, and then after that they just stopped servicing the game, and it was like I think it was a year on that one,
Mm.
and then obviously then you had Payback, which came out after that.
Right. I remember Payback.
Yep, similar story. Got serviced for I think a little bit less time now. I think it was like
Wow. Only a couple months.
I want to say 6 months. on that
Wow.
one. So yeah, you got some add-ons and this and that.
Yeah.
Actually no, we got some cars and then like some modifications to cars and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like not packs, but it was like just set modifications that you could do, so you can just build your car from zero to basically hero.
Right.
straight
Okay.
away.
Cool.
So yeah, that was like the last update for that game. And then we got Need for Speed Heat, which also saw the same demise, which was like six months live service.
Yikes, yeah.
But that one was kind of due to the fact that EA were kind of shifting personnel around.
Okay.
In
In terms of developers wise?
yeah.
Right.
So I think I think they shut down Ghost Studios.
Okay.
I believe it was. So a lot of Ghost employees got laid off and all of that.
Wow.
So they basically had Criterion come on.
Okay.
If you don't know who Criterion is, they made Burnout and they made Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe they helped with Most Wanted 2012.
Okay.
So yeah, they got them to help out with the last update for Need for Speed Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the end of that. But now they are making the new one, which is set to come out this year, I believe.
Oh wow. Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get more life out of Drake. Hopefully we get more life out of the newest Need for Speed game, because the fans aren't happy.
Yeah. I feel like
Because it's one of those games where you kind of want, not even you kind of want, but you expect it to live longer than it does.
yeah.
Like especially with like modern day car culture, all that kind of stuff. Like you want it to live longer.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's only living like 6 months and then you're putting it away,
It's
and
pretty
then
sad.
It's pretty sad, and not only for the facts of all like the culture stuff as well, but like you pay quite a lot for this game.
Bro,
Like this is a AAA title. Do you know what I mean?
And this is and this is the issue that a lot of gamers are having, especially fans of, let's say, Mario, Offspring games like myself, and Need for Speed and car games like yourself. It's like, bro, we're paying like 50 quid, 55 to maybe 60 pounds for these games now. They're not 30 pounds no more. They're not 35, 40. These games are 49.99.
Yeah.
We're paying for them only for them to not be good
Live
enough to
service,
play
yeah.
in 6 months. That doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the frustration. And I think even, for example, when I played Most Wanted, like 2012, 2013, my issue was just the fact that it was a fun game. Driving was very nice, slick and easy. But it was just I'm competing against cars from 10 to 1. And
Yeah,
then
pretty
if I
much.
beat them, I get the car. But what happens after that? What
Exactly.
can I do? Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you have games like Underground 2, you're customizing to the brim.
Yeah, exactly.
Like down to the paint,
Yep.
to your rims, to whatever design you have. Like
Sound system.
Too Fast, Too Furious, in my head, is a film that I link with Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah, 100%.
Like those two games, that film and that game basically
Synonymous.
it was just,
Yeah.
that was it for me.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? I
100%.
wanted to live Too Fast, Too Furious, and I did through Need for Speed
Yep.
Underground 2.
100%.
But then when it's like Most Wanted, I want to feel like the police are onto me, and they made it feel like that. Same way Mario Strikers Charged. I want to feel like I'm doing superhuman shit with a football, and it felt like
Shaolin
that.
Soccer and that.
Bro, the game was basically Shaolin Soccer. If you haven't watched Shaolin Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle, them films like that, you need to check it out. But like it gives you that immersive experience. But
Yeah.
now all we're paying for is just vibes. Like all we're paying for is just
Vibes and mediocrity.
vibes and mediocrity. Is literally just a skeleton of a game. And bro, even if I read like some reviews right now, this game is such a shame, wasted money on a game where they promised 4 people could play online at the same team, which is not the case. Only 2 people can play at once. I hope they read this and don't buy the game until Nintendo fixes this. Horrible cash grab, disgusting attempt to sell empty box with promises, maybe giving it any content in the future. Someone said this in Spanish. I cannot read Spanish, sorry. And yeah, there's just so much stuff, like how there's like a lack of control, like in terms of how it controls is very poor. The best you can do, you can customize your characters to look a certain way and have these attributes to make them faster, but we're not looking for that. We just want the simple,
We just want to play the game.
we just want fun gameplay mechanics,
We just want to play the game.
and that's it. So we'll leave it at that. Let us know if you've got Mario Strikers Battle League. Let us know what you think about it, or even if there's a franchise like Need for Speed and like the Mario Sports Offspring games that you feel like haven't been given the way that it should be. Definitely let us know. Let us know in the comments. And yeah. So with that being said, my name is Archie.
My name is Yuri.
Stay safe.
And don't stay mediocre.
There you go. There you go.